In North Texas handed down a 35-year sentence in the case of a deadly high school track meet stabbing.
A 17-year-old died in that stabbing last year. ABC 13's Jeff Ealing is joining us now with a new reaction from overnight. Jeff.
Good morning to you. Those in the courtroom say families on both sides became very emotional, and outside things were just as intense as a large crowd had gathered. The case centered around a track meet in Frisco outside Dallas when prosecutors say Karmelo Anthony walked under a tent belonging to a rival team. The victim, Austin Metcalf, was a member of that team. After Anthony was asked to leave, police say Metcalf shoved him, and officers say Anthony pulled out a knife and stabbed Metcalf in the chest. The case has fueled debates over race. Anthony was black and Metcalf was white. People outside the courtroom reacted to the verdict.
I didn't expect him to find him guilty, but not 35 years for his first-time offense for a kid. That's pretty wrong.
Karmelo Anthony has been found guilty of murdering Austin Metcalf. The reason he was found guilty is because he did it. Plain and simple. I don't know why everybody's so uptight about him being found guilty. I don't know what grounds he had for self-defense. We're going to go through his case just a little bit briefly. Everybody knows what happened. Those that don't know what happened, this is basically what happened. Karmelo Anthony, he went to a track meet along with a bunch of schools. They all went to compete in track and field. Karmelo Anthony took a knife that day. It happened to be raining that day. So Karmelo Anthony, instead of going to his team's camp so he could cover himself from the rain, he went in a stranger's camp. And they basically told him that he had to leave. And he wasn't trying to hear it. He wasn't trying to leave. So one of them pushed him. And this is where it took a left turn for the worse. When he got pushed by Austin Metcalf, which was supposed to be in the tent that he was in, once he pushed him, Karmelo Anthony pulled out a knife and plunged it into Austin Metcalf's heart. There is no self-defense there. The only thing that got hurt on Karmelo Anthony was his pride. His pride got hurt. So he decided to pull out a knife and take the life of another kid. And for that, he should be found guilty. He is guilty. There is no self-defense. His parents and everybody else in the world is outside of the courtroom screaming for justice. First of all, he was sentenced to 35 years. Which seems like a lot when you first hear it. But he's able to be free after like 17 or 18 years. So he was basically sentenced to like 20 years. This could be good or bad. This could be good or bad. Now, if he changes his life, if he takes that time to grow the hell up, then it's going to be worth it because he's still going to come home reasonably young. He'll be in his late 30s, you know, if he does everything that he has to do and he learns that he made a huge mistake. But this could also go left. He could go to jail, join a gang, or if he's not in a gang already, because there's a great chance that he is. I mean, he was carrying a knife to school. He got suspended for carrying a knife to school before. So there's a great chance that, you know, he's involved with some kind of, if not a gang, some bad guys from around the neighborhood. So he has a very, 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 very bad record. Now, what I don't understand is why everybody's arguing for him. When his parents are the ones that let him go to school with a knife. And even if they didn't let him go to school with a knife, all of this started because it was a rainy day. Why the parents ain't give him an umbrella? Pick him up. Have a plan for the rain. Have a plan for the storm. They just left him out there. And he was probably upset about that. And then on top of that, he goes in the wrong tent. And people telling him to leave. So now his pride is hurt. All this had to do with his pride. It had nothing to do with self-defense. We got to start thinking about our actions. He regrets that to the fullest degree. But we're bombarded by so much violence in the media, music. We think so aggressively. We think that we have to take everything to the max. Everything has to be extreme. You know, a fist fight in that situation would have been sort of extreme. Just a fist fight. He would have got suspended for that because he was in the wrong. But to take a knife out and plunge it into somebody's heart just because they pushed you, that's excessive force. That is excessive force. You hit him right in his chest. It's not like you swung the knife to try to back him away or even pulled the knife out. Because I'm pretty sure that if he would have just pulled the knife out and made a few threats, they would have backed up. Nobody went to school to get stabbed. If he would have just did that, they would have backed up. But no, he took it to the furthest extent. And now he has to face the consequence. It's only right that he face the consequence. It wouldn't be right. This is not about black and white. This is about wrong or right. He's wrong. He's wrong for taking a knife to school, and he's most definitely wrong for using it. He's wrong. I'm trying to look at where Austin Metcalf could have been wrong at. Probably wrong because he pushed him out. He pushed Karmelo Anthony. A push is not a punch. A push doesn't hurt unless you fall and you break something or something like that. But a push doesn't hurt. It doesn't call for somebody to pull a knife out. And then the thing that really blows my mind, you got a bunch of Black Panther Party members. They're fake Black Panthers. The real Black Panthers, they passed away, most of them. Or they're in California. They're real old. And they no longer fight the fight that these people were trying to fight. These Black Panther agitators, why are they sitting in front of this courtroom when this kid is obviously wrong? Why are they not in Chicago, where a bunch of black teens are taking themselves out by the hundreds every single year? The numbers are astronomical. Why this Black Panther Party's not in Memphis? Why they not in the Bronx? It's all a publicity stunt. The real Black Panther Party, you know where they was at? In Chicago. You know who they was talking to? Gang members. Fred Hampton. We talking about people like George Jackson. He was in jail talking to the prisoners, trying to change their mentalities. This fake Black Panther Party needs to be abolished. It is a complete mockery to the original Black Panther Party that was about self-defense. There was absolutely nothing defensive about what Karmelo Anthony did. He took the offensive with lethal force. And I'm kind of glad that he was found guilty. And I'm glad that he was found guilty for the amount of time that he was found guilty for. Giving him 99 years because his sentence, he could have got up to 99 years. I didn't want him to get 99 years. I most definitely wanted him to get enough time for him to mature. Him beating that case, if he would have beat this case, how would that have helped him? How would he have changed? He want to change, especially when everybody behind him is telling him that he did nothing wrong. That's something to really think about. If you're a teen and you catch a case for a murder and you beat the case and your parents are telling you that you did absolutely nothing wrong, what do you think are the chances that you're going to repeat that? The chances are astronomical, people. The chances are astronomical. It hurts my heart to see our people fighting a fight that is a wrong fight. We're wasting energy and time fighting for Karmelo Anthony. Karmelo Anthony should have never went to trial. Karmelo Anthony should have pled guilty. He probably would have got 10 years. He did it. Whoever told him that he didn't do it, they're fools. His father is a fool. If he even has a father, I really don't know. I haven't checked too deeply into it. But if that was my son and he got caught for that, I would tell him to plead guilty. Try to get as least as time as he could get. Because he did do it. There is no self-defense. I'm not going to lie to my son. I'm going to tell my son exactly what he's facing. I'm going to tell my son the mistakes that he made. And I'm going to tell my son that this is exactly what's going to happen now. And he has no control no more. Once you decided to pull that knife out and plunge that knife, you lost all control of your life. You gave it over to the government when you made that move right there. And I will let him know and understand that. And that's what we need to start doing with all of our kids, letting them know when they're messing up, letting them know that their consequences will be severe. And with that, I'd like to thank everybody that watched the video. Hit the like button, subscribe. I got a lot of good content, a lot of good topics to cover. I cover all the news, basically. All the major news is going on in this world. I give my assessment on it. My assessment, I believe, is kind of valuable. I got some experience in life. I'm in my 40s. I've been through a lot. I had the viewpoints of a Democrat for a long time. I changed those viewpoints once they went a little too far to the left for me. I do consider myself a conservative. I have conservative viewpoints. And we're going to share those viewpoints. We're going to talk. We're going to get to know each other. And with that, I'm out, man. Much love. This is American Iron, where we try to make sense out of the nonsense.